Hello everyone, welcome back to Video Game Bits. I'm Brett, and today's video is about my favorite couch co-op game of all time, Mario Kart. Now, on this channel, we reminisce about retro games all the way up to the modern era. So if that's your cup of tea, please subscribe to the channel, and if you like this video, give me a like. With that being said, let's get started. Now guys, Mario Kart the series started all the way back in 1992, and today it is still a prevalent title with 10 mainline games. 12 if you count the two other ones, but we're just focusing on the 10 at hand here. As I mentioned in the intro, this is a couch co-op game, originally at least. When I first started with this game, and I'm a Mario Kart OG, this was back when there was no online gameplay. You wanted to play this game with your friends? Well, you guys were hanging out together in person. Whether that's at your house, their house, on the couch, on the floor, in the clubhouse, what have you. It was couch co-op at its best. Heck, I even brought my Super Nintendo with me when I went to my friend's house because they had a Sega Genesis. I would take it to their house. I would take it to even camping out back one time with a friend. We hooked it up with an extension cord. But this game is so much fun. This series is so much fun. And it has evolved over the years to be the ultimate form that it is today. Now, the original game had an iconic roster. Let's talk about that roster. Now, there were two drivers each as a pair as far as abilities go. Now, Mario and Luigi, that was more of your like balanced pair of drivers. When it came to Princess Peach and Yoshi, they were the drivers that had the most acceleration. And Yoshi was my favorite, absolutely. Next up were the big boys. We're talking about Bowser and Donkey Kong Jr. Now, these drivers had a lot of weight, literally, but they were so slow in accelerating. Once you got up to that top speed, you could bop around the other drivers no problem. But let me tell you, if you made a mistake, every single driver would pass you, and it would take forever to get back in your ranks in the race. Next up, Koopa Troopa and Toad. Now, these two drivers were your basic controlled drivers. They had good cornering, and they're good beginner drivers to start with. But like I said, Yoshi's my main. Now, the cool thing about the first Mario Kart game and subsequent games is that this original one was based on maps or areas from Super Mario World. And this reminds me of Call of Duty in a lot of ways, where you play a campaign, and then when you play the multiplayer maps, you recognize them from the campaign. And the ones in this game are as follows. Bowser Castle. Now, this one was cool. I really like this one, but it had some challenges to it. You're on cobblestone pathways, you got lava everywhere, and the turns were pretty tight. Next up, Vanilla Lake. Then Ghost Valley. Now, Ghost Valley is probably my favorite. That was obviously taken from the ghost houses in Super Mario World. Love the wooden track, love the soundtrack to it, a favorite of mine. And of course, there's Donut Plains. There's a few other tracks that are in this game that may or may not have come from Super Mario World influence or inspiration. Those are Mario Circuit, Choco Island, Koopa Beach, and Rainbow Road. We'll talk a little bit more about Rainbow Road in a minute, but all these tracks were so much fun. They were elemental. They had all sorts of pitfalls. They had different obstacles. I love it. Now, as far as the difficulty level in Mario Kart goes, it was broken down in basically the speed that you could go, with the most basic speed of 50 cc's to 100 and even up to 150. But they were not all available at the start. You had to get a gold cup in the 100, all of the 100 cups. I'm talking mushroom, flower, and star. Once you did that, you unlocked a special cup. And the special cup was the one that included Rainbow Road. So, Rainbow Road is an infamous track, but also very fun. The music is kind of harrowing, and it's the track in outer space with no guardrails, holes and thwomps coming down at you out of nowhere. Rainbow Road was a very fun track that evolved in future games. Some of my best advice to everyone in this game is use drifting. Slide around those corners to your advantage. Also, use your items strategically and take shortcuts when you can. Now, what makes Mario Kart special? The items. To get those items in the game, all you got to do is run over a question block on the track. Now, I'm not 100% certain, but I think that the likelihood of you getting particular items may depend on your rank in the race at the time you run over it. So if you get behind in the race, you're probably getting the better item. And those items are as follows. Gold coins. Everybody loves gold coins, but they are vital in this race because you may have a max speed by just driving, holding down the button. But if you get coins, you get to go a little bit faster each time. Now, the thing about gold coins is they're used as some type of currency in the game too, though. If you make a mistake, you're giving some up. If you bump into some players, you might lose some. If you run off the track and Lakitu has to pull you back up, well, he's taking his little toll there. He's taking 2 or 3 coins from you. Next up, we've got the mushroom. Now, usually in Mario games, a mushroom, if you run over it, will make you big, but not in this game. It actually makes you fast. If you use that mushroom item, you'll get a short burst of speed, and this is a very strategic item you can use if you are behind in the race and everyone is about to pass that finish line and you're so close, but you're just a little behind, hit that mushroom. Zoom past everybody, get first place. That feels good. Next up are banana peels. Now, why are banana peels in the game? Because we got Donkey Kong Jr. in the game. He loves bananas. Now, this is one of those items where you can either throw it forward and someone can run over top of it and spin out, or you can place it directly behind you on the ground in very particular spots of the map, maybe around a corner where someone can't see, or maybe someone is just riding your tail and you want to spin them out. You drop it right behind yourself at the right moment. Next up, green shells. Green shells are fun. Now, to use them effectively, you need to have good aim, okay? You can shoot it out forward at somebody and hit them from behind, or you can just place it behind you, just kind of like the banana peel at the right time. Now, if you shoot it out forward, though, and you miss your opponent, it's going to slingshot, pinball around the map until it hits something eventually. And guess what that could be? You could hit yourself with your own shell and feel like a real dummy. Now, probably one of everyone's favorites is the red shell. Now, the red shell is very special for one particular reason. It is like a homing missile. It will go after the player directly in front of you in the race. Now, this is perfect to get back your rank or to knock somebody out of first place and you steal it from them. Next up is the feather. Now, the feather is not my favorite item. It can be effective in certain ways, but for the most part, it's kind of like a bottom tier item. Now, when you use it, it has you jump up and spin around in the air and come back down. You know, you can use it to avoid somebody hitting you with the shell, but we'll talk more about that in a minute. All right, next item up is the lightning bolt. Now, this is probably the rarest item you can get. You've got to be very behind. You don't get this one very often at all. When you get that lightning bolt, you will instantly shrink everyone in the race. That does 2 things. One, they get very slow, so you can kind of zip on past everybody. 2, and this is my most favorite part, You get to run over everybody and flatten them like a pancake. Very fun mechanic. Next up is the Starman. You know this from all the Mario games. You get like a temporary invincibility. Nobody can stop you. You're knocking out all the enemies. Well, pretty much the same thing in the race. I'm not sure if it speeds you up a little bit, but I think maybe slightly. Anybody you bump into, they're spinning out. You're taking their spot. It's a good item. There is one last item that we have to talk about, and that's the Ghost. Now, the Ghost is not available during your regular match races. It is only available in the battle mode, which we're about to talk about. Now, we're going to talk about my favorite mode in the game, and that is battle mode. Man, they came up with a good one when they created battle mode. Battle mode is a 1v1 mode where you play your friends on 4 different courses. Each course has a little bit of a different elemental feel. You know, one's on asphalt, one's on ice, one's on like mud and sand. You know, good variety. And the format of the tracks and the little walls is different in each one. So you have these 3 balloons around your car that just kind of circle around. You guys start and you run through the course. There's a lot of question blocks. And you get items to shoot out at each other and pop the balloons. Whoever pops 3 balloons first wins. This mode right here provided hours of fun for me and my friends. You try to come up with something creative to beat them every time. Now, this is where I think 2 of the items shine the best, okay? One, the feather. Now, the feather, you could use that in the regular races to jump over some areas to get a little shortcut. But if you time it just perfectly in this one, if someone tries to shoot a shell at you, you hop right over it. But one of the best items you can get for battle mode is the Ghost. Now, the Ghost is very special. The Ghost will allow you to steal your opponent's item and go invisible. So it's twofold. Now, of course, what are you going to steal the most? That red shell. So you get to steal their shell, then you get to hunt them down. They can't even see you, and you shoot that thing right out at them. Pop those balloons and win the game. Battle mode, definitely one of the best modes in the whole game. Now, guys, after the original Mario Kart game, I'm sad to report that I didn't play Mario Kart 2, 3, or 4. And it's for this reason. I was growing up at the time. I was doing lots of things, not just video games, you know. I was hanging out with friends. I was playing outside. And I was getting older. So games took a little bit of a backseat. And I did not get back into this until the 5th game in the series. So everything I'm about to tell you about the next few games is just what I have seen online, what I've read. So here is what I know about the next few games. Next game up, Mario Kart 64 for the Nintendo 64. I'm just going to read you off a few new features of the game. Mario Kart 64 had full 3D environments, analog stick controls, weight-based character classes, mirror mode, unlockable flips that tracks horizontally for reverse layouts, adding to the replay value. Refined item balance now with boxes integrated into 3D scenery. And most infamous of all, the blue shell. Now, guys, if you don't know about the blue shell, it is a friendship destroyer. The blue shell replaced the red shell with being the most hated item in the game, at least if you were on the receiving end. Now, the blue shell is like the trump card of all items, because no matter where you are at in the match, if you get that item and shoot it out, it will take down the first place person in the game. So you could be doing everything right in the game. You could be going around the corners at the right speed. You could be shooting out the items and taking down the other drivers. And you're this close to getting first place. And then somebody shoots that blue shell at you. And sadly, a lot of times it's the CPU. Because guess what? The game cheats. They want to make it like that to you. They want to make you mad. They've definitely made me mad. And I haven't even played Mario Kart 64. I've played some of the other titles, and I have gotten hit with that blue shell. It is devastating. One of the upgrades to this game was a 4-person multiplayer split screen that was added to it. And that's an upgrade from the first game. 16 new tracks were added to the game, and they replaced Donkey Kong Jr. with the Donkey Kong you know today. You know, the one with the red tie. And also they added Mario's nemesis, Wario. Now, the next game up is Mario Kart Super Circuit for the Game Boy Advanced. Let's talk about some of the new features. 20 brand new tracks. Added the new Lightning Cup for a total of 40 tracks. This doubled the 20 tracks in Mario Kart 64 and exceeded the 25 in Super Mario Kart. They had an extra cup with retro tracks, course hazards, and warning signs. It was the first Mario Kart to include on-track warning signs like U-turns, curves, sharp lefts, jumps marked by exclamation point. New environmental obstacles like boos, lava boulders, piranha plants, shy guys, thwomps, and thunderclouds. So guys, have you played these two games? What do you think so far? Alright guys, the next game up in the series is Mario Kart Double Dash. Now from what I understand, a lot of people love Double Dash. Now the Double Dash came out for the Nintendo GameCube, which unfortunately was another console that I didn't own. I actually still don't own it to this day. But here are the new features in Mario Kart Double Dash. 2 riders per kart. For the first time, each vehicle accommodates 2 characters. One is the driver, handling acceleration, steering, and drifting, and one is the item handler, focusing on collecting, using, and defending with items. This enabled unique character pairings for co-op racing with up to 16 players. 8 karts. Character and kart classes were divided into light, medium, and heavyweight classes. This influenced speed, acceleration, handling, and off-road performance. Pairings were restricted. Special items for pairs came along, spark system for drifting, improved race start boost, new battle modes, and local area network play support. Up to 4 GameCubes could connect via LAN for 16-player races, a step up from previous games' limited link options. And finally, Mission Mode, a single-player challenge mode with 48 escalating tasks from basic races to item-specific objectives, offering unlockables like alternate costumes. Guys, alternate costumes, that is sweet. Now, I know that this stuff is just aesthetical. It doesn't actually improve your chances of winning. But you know what? If you look good, you play good. And I think that's an incredible feature. So guys, sorry if I couldn't give you more insight to the games than that with those 3 titles, but what do you think? Did you play these titles? And did I really miss anything? Comment below. Well guys, it took until Mario Kart 5 for me to finally re-enter the series. Now, at first I just kind of did this vicariously with my kids who had a DS at the time. And if you don't know what Mario Kart 5 is, it's Mario Kart DS. Here's some of the new features that happened with Mario Kart DS. Touchscreen integration, drafting, turbo boosts via power sliding, rubber band AI, mission mode, mirror mode, Nitro and Retro Grand Prix. Now they split up some tracks between new ones and retro tracks, retro remastered tracks. That's pretty sweet. Also, there were some new items, and they are as follows. Blooper, now that's a squid-like item that sprays ink on your windshield, obscuring your view. I will tell you this, it is a real pain when that happens. Bullet Bill, transform your player into a homing projectile that plows through racers, causing spins. This one's almost like cheating. I mean, if you get that bullet bill, you are going to just blow through everybody. Item placement, expanded track count, 32 total courses, 3D remasters, retro tracks updated with full 3D models, new playable characters. They added Daisy, Drybones, Waluigi, and Rob, a robotic unlockable, bringing the roster to 18. There is kart variety. Each character gets 3 unique karts with stat trade-offs. Example, speed versus handling, allowing deeper customization over 36 total options. Sounds like a lot of options. Now, you had online play with via Nintendo Wi-Fi connection. The first Mario Kart with global online racing for up to 4 players, including friend codes and regional servers, though now defunct. There was DS download play. Up to 8 players can join wirelessly without even owning the game, using a single cartridge. Now, I can attest to this one. I remembered that my son was playing baseball, and my other son, we were just at the game watching. He brought the DS and that game, and there was another kid out there who had a DS but didn't have that game. Because they were so close to each other in proximity, they could both play off of just his game. That was some amazing stuff, because it really kind of brings the community together as gamers. More people can play, more people can share. That was a good one on Nintendo. Of course, there was the dual screen layout. Top screen for 3D race view, bottom for minimap, items, or a bird's eye overview during split screen. Okay, everybody. Next game up, Mario Kart Wii. Now, this was a great game for the Nintendo Wii. I remember I got my kids the Mario 25th anniversary Wii. It was a beautiful Wii. It was red. The console was red. The Wiimote was red. The nunchuck was red. It was a sweet console. And they still have it to this day. Now, this is the game that we played when I got that for them. I'll say this. I had to get used to using a Wiimote for the controller, you know? Not exactly ergonomical, in my opinion. As somebody with big hands, I didn't like it. So I ended up getting a pro or classic controller for it, you know? I even tried that Wii wheel at one point too, but man, that's just a gimmick, because that is so sensitive. It wasn't fun, you know? You weren't going to win a race with that thing. Well, you probably could, but it was no good to me. Now, this was the 6th title in the Mario Kart series, and the new features are as follows. Motion controls and steering options. Bikes as a new vehicle type. Weight classes for characters. Expanded battle mode. Customizable versus mode. Time trials with ghosts. Motion enhanced item use. 36 unlockable vehicles. Mii support. Now, let me say something about the Mii support. That was cool, because you would create yourself, family members, your kids as a Mii character. And in some of those races, you could be like an NPC in the background, actually causing trouble, being somebody making an obstacle in the race. I remember that we made my kid's uncle, and he showed up in one of the races. It was a very cool feature. Now an expanded roster, 24 characters total, the largest at the time, including newcomers like Baby Peach, Baby Daisy, Rosalina, Funky Kong, and Dry Bowser. There were 32 tracks across 8 cups, 10 battle arenas, Nintendo Wi-Fi connection, Mario Kart channel, a dedicated online hub for global regional time trial leaderboards, ghost downloads, and monthly Nintendo-hosted tournaments with custom challenges. There was a rating system, VR, versus rating, and BR, battle rating. BMX-style bikes, immersive audio. With those 2 games, I was back in the series, and I was hooked back on Mario Kart. Now, my kids were getting a little bit older, a little bit bigger, so I decided to upgrade it for them. I got both of them 3DSs. Now, I was a crazy dad. I was really crazy about games. I was just trying to share the love of games. I don't know if it was the best thing to do at the time, but I got both of them their own individual 3DS, and they loved it. And that's when we got Mario Kart 7. Now, let me say this. The first time I played Mario Kart 7 on that 3DS, I knew that they were really evolving this game, because being able to control that cart with that toggle, oh man, it felt magical. It felt like I was just an extension of that race car driver in the game. Now, let's talk about the new features with Mario Kart 7. There were hang gliding sections. Karts can equip gliders to soar through aerial portions of the track, adding verticality and new strategic shortcuts for the first time in the series. There was underwater driving. There was gyroscopic controls. There was vehicle customization. Mix and match your kart bodies, tires, and gliders. There was online multiplayer. Up to 8 players can race together via Nintendo Network. There were new power-ups, including the Fire Flower, Super Leaf, and Lucky 7. There was an expanded character roster. They added Wiggler, Honey Queen, Lakitu, and Metal Mario. Plus, there was support for Mii characters. There were new tracks, 16 original, including those set on Woohoo Island, which is from Wii Fit and Wii Sports Resort. So guys, just like the other game had Super Mario World maps in it, this one has it from Wii Fit and Woohoo Island from Wii Sport Resort. And if you remember, that was my first video, Wii Sports Resort. So it's just the Nintendo lore moving into Mario Kart 7. Now, this was alongside also 16 remastered retro tracks. So this was a good game. Now, guys, I was a dad that really spoiled his kids with video game stuff, because not long after that game, I got my kids the Wii U. And you know it, we got Mario Kart 8. This game right here was a game that Nintendo was about to milk it for all it was worth. It was a good one. Some might say that the Mario Kart 8 game was the pinnacle of the series. I remember my kids getting on here and being able to play their cousin online, and you could see their name above the player driving on the track. It was a cool game. Lots of features. I love this one. And it has a lot of stuff that it added to it. Let's talk about it. This game came out in 2014, and the enhancements focused on gameplay depth, visual spectacle, and content expansion. This included base game innovations and DLC, which, if you don't know, is downloadable content. These were packs that were exclusive to the Wii U version at the time. Now, as far as the gameplay mechanics goes, there was anti-gravity racing, there was ATVs as a new vehicle class, there was expanded engine classes, including the new 200cc mode, added via free update. There was the revamped battle mode, there was the Mario Kart TV, which is a built-in replay system for recording, editing, and sharing race highlights directly to the Miiverse or YouTube. There was online multiplayer improvements, supporting up to 12 players globally, with a VR virtual rating point system for matchmaking and friend tournaments. There were several new fresh items added. The boomerang flower, the potted piranha plant, the super horn. There was an expanded roster, 30 playable characters at launch, including newcomers like Baby Rosalina and Pink Gold Peach. The Koopalings became playable for the first time, and characters like Baby Daisy and Shy Guy are available from the start. There were new vehicle parts galore, over 30 customizable parts. There was Mii racing suits. Well guys, in 2019, I decided to buy a Nintendo Switch. Now, not for my kids per se, myself, but of course I let them play it. And what did we get with the Nintendo Switch? We didn't get a Mario Kart 9. No. We got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Now, I wasn't that happy that they did that. You know, I wanted a new game. But what they did do was, even with all the new features from the regular Mario Kart 8 on Wii U, they added so much more with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I mean, honestly, that Deluxe title is well deserved in the game. In Mario Kart 8, 6 new playable characters were added. Inkling Girl, Inkling Boy, King Boo, Dry Bones, Bowser Jr., and Isabelle. All DLC characters from the original are available from the start. No unlocking required. That's a good one, Nintendo, but you're still milking it here. You didn't give us Mario Kart 9, you gave us Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And there were a ton of other things that they added in here, but like I said, guys, they're starting to milk this like Rockstar milked GTA 5 into $1 billion intellectual property. This game here remained like top of the charts for Nintendo sales for like 10 years straight. It was crazy how long they kept this older game up. Other than that game, like I said, GTA 5, which is not a Nintendo game, but other than that, I don't know any other games that they can do like this, that they can get so many more people to rebuy and buy perpetually. And if you thought they were done with this game and about to come out with another one, nope. What they did was they decided to add more tracks or retro remastered tracks to this game from lots of previous Mario Kart games. And they didn't give it to you for free. You had to have an online subscription. Well, the next tier up in the Nintendo Online subscription in order to play it on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I didn't give my money to that. And I'm telling all of you, Nintendo, they're not making me very happy these days. Everybody, speak with your wallet. If you just mindlessly give them your money, shut up and take my money, then they're just going to keep doing what they do because they know you're a sucker and you just are hooked on the nostalgia of Nintendo characters like Mario, Zelda. They can make you pay for this forever. In fact, there are games that people rebuy for new systems over the years, the same game. It's kind of crazy. Nintendo has a formula, and it's even aimed at people like me who are 43 years old, trying to, like I said, play at our nostalgia heartstrings, feeding us the FOMO of the next game in the series, or added stuff, or remastered retro stuff. So finally at last, Nintendo told us we're coming out with a new Mario Kart game, Mario Kart World. And it's going to headline as a pack-in title on the Nintendo Switch 2. But this isn't included. You have to pay for it. Nintendo did what Nintendo always does. They march to the beat of their own drum, okay? They said the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be $450, which is more expensive than any other Nintendo console. Now, granted, there's a lot of upgrades to it. I don't own one. I haven't played one yet. They look cool. Maybe one day, but for now, I can't do it. I can't do it because I have a PlayStation 5 and I don't even play that often. I'm an adult. If you're a kid that doesn't really have any responsibilities other than school and your chores, then I guess you got all the time in the world, but I don't. So I am not going to plunk down that money to Nintendo. And Nintendo came out and said, if you want Mario Kart World, it can be bundled for an extra $50 with our new system. So $500 gets you Nintendo Switch 2 and Mario Kart World. But if you want to buy Mario Kart World separate, it's going to cost you $80. $80. This is the most expensive any of the games have ever been for a base game. Nintendo was the one to come out first and say games are going to be $80, trying to set the new bar up this high. If they can sell it for that, then everybody else with the more advanced consoles can definitely sell it for that price. This is anti-consumer. But nevertheless, let's talk about Mario Kart World. Mario Kart World launched as a Nintendo Switch 2 title in June 2025. It revolutionizes the series with an expansive open world structure, larger scale races, and deeper customization options. Some of the new modes include Knockout Tour, which is a battle royale style rally, Free Roam, an open world exploration hub connecting all the tracks and routes. As far as the characters go, there is a massive roster, 50 playable characters, 32 at launch, 18 unlockable, including 20 series newcomers like Cataquack, Swoop, Conkdor, and Bitty Bud. These are some funny names. There's an outfit system, over 100 unlockable costumes per character. Whoa, that is a lot. And as I told you earlier, I really love this customization, but I have to wonder, how many of these are fairly similar to each other? Because I played Mortal Kombat and I love getting new outfits, but a lot of them are just slight variants of each other. When it comes to items and power-ups, there's an expanded item pool, 27 core items. There are returning favorites with twists. Mega Mushroom and Feather now usable in races. Boomerang Flower allows up to 4 throws. There's vehicle variety, 40 options with carts, bikes, and ATVs. When it comes to tracks and exploration, as far as the interconnected world, there are 30 courses, 16 new, 14 remastered. There is hidden content, 7 tribute tracks. Example, Ghost Valley. And what did I tell you earlier? Ghost Valley is my favorite. Guys, on paper, that sounds awesome. But there are some people that have some qualms with this game. What people are saying online that they don't like are the open world intermission tracks. They're long straightaways connecting main courses. This dominates races, especially online, making up 60 to 80% of gameplay and feeling like boring or filler-like content. Many say this kills the racing flow, turning matches into mindless driving, rather than tight, lap-based competition like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Players often hold A in a straight line. Now, a June 2025 update made traditional 3-lap tracks rarer online, sparking review bombing and subreddit post bans due to backlash. Others say it's overly chaotic online with 24 players, leading to constant item spam. Example, boomerangs, mega mushrooms, bullet bills, lightning. Some defend it as innovative for casual/kids, but competitive players feel that it casualized the series. Nintendo, you gotta listen to the fans. We're the ones spending the money. And for everybody else who is just freely giving their money to them, stop it. You're part of the problem. Nintendo only knows one thing, and that's how to make money. So if you don't give them your money, they will be forced to do better. Everybody, I want to make it abundantly clear. We need to support physical games. Right now, we're experiencing the all-digital future. It's here. It's crept into everything that we do. And physical games are the only things that we can own forever. When you buy a digital game, you are licensing it. That means one day, if their servers go down or you want to re-download it, if your system is broken or something, well, you can't do it. On top of that, Nintendo even came out with key cards. So they don't even have the game on the card. It's just basically like this little card that gives you permission to download it from the internet. We as gamers, especially old school gamers, want something tangible. That's why I support physical games. You want something that you can own forever, something that you can display, and something that brings you back to that time where all your friends were available to come to your house, sit on your couch, and play a game with you side by side. Games are an exclusive art. They are interactable. They are bigger than music or movies. Support physical games. Now, I believe that games have come an incredibly long way. They have completely evolved into the best looking types of games you can imagine. But graphics never won our heart. It was mechanics, story, and lore. Everyone, it is amazing that we can play our friends online, anywhere, anytime, from anywhere they are in the world, from the comfort of our own homes or on the go. But I've said it once and I'll say it again. There is nothing that compares to the old days of playing with your friends side by side, couch co-op. You lose that human interaction when you're playing with someone online. And that's a dying art that I wish could return. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today on Video Game Bits, where I talked about one of my favorite series of all time, Mario Kart. If you've liked what you've seen, please give me a like. And if you want to hear more from me, please subscribe to the channel. Till next time, guys, always keep a full loadout and never be afraid to be a rogue faction in a game full of NPCs.
No! That is some garbage!